Hello, this is The Green Show. I'm Jules Powis, standing in for Pete Maxted, and in the next hour we'll be talking about marine issues mostly. It's all about the sea today. Right now, though, it's the fun-loving criminals. Hello, it's The Green Show with Jules in for Pete. And we are starting with some fantastic ocean news today. The government is to create a marine reserve almost as big as the UK itself in the waters of the Atlantic around the Ascension Island. Just over half the protected area will be closed to fishing. The fishery in the other half will be policed under a grant from the Lewis Bacon Foundation. It's the latest marine reserve to be declared around remote islands, which will increase marine conservation zones globally to around 2% of the ocean. Now, this remains a far cry from the 30% recommended by scientists to preserve species and expand fish stocks, but it's way more than just a few years ago and more than lots of us were hoping for, so that's fantastic news. The governments have now designated marine parks at Paulu in the North Pacific, Easter Island and in Pitcairn in the South Pacific, as well as New Zealand's, name I can never pronounce, Kermadec Islands, in what has become a landmark year for ocean preservation. The latest reserve at the Ascension Island is said to hold some of the largest marlin in the world and is one of the largest populations of green turtles, big colonies of tropical seabirds, and the island's own unique frigate bird. It's an accident of colonial history that has left the UK and France with huge potential to safeguard marine life around the world on remote oceanic islands, something which is actually being done. Absolutely marvellous. More coming up before 4.
You don't own me. You don't own me.
Hi, how you doing? It's The Green Show with Jules in for Pete Maxted. That was Grace, You Don't Owe Me, followed by Duke Ellington, and this one's for Blanton. So we're talking about marine stuff today mostly, and I'm going to talk about marine plastics now. So thousands of Hewlett-Packard printer cartridges are washing up on beaches all around Britain and Europe after being lost at sea more than a year ago. The printer cartridges have been found on beaches across Cornwall, as well as the Irish Republic, France, Portugal, the Azores, the Hebrides. Oceanographers believe the pattern of the washed-up cartridges indicates a spill in the Gulf Stream with a split in the flotsam, with one part heading south to the Azores and the other half splitting off north towards the UK, and they'll possibly go on to Norway and the Arctic. The number of cartridges lost is estimated at around 370,000 based on the dimensions of a single 40-foot container. And aside from the ink leaching out, conservationists say any plastic in the sea presents a hazard for wildlife. But HP is finalising a financial donation to help with the cleanup. This comes after thousands of bright pink plastic detergent bottles were washed up on beaches in Cornwall last week, the results of an unregulated loss of cargo at sea, so it is termed officially. The multinational Reckitt Benckiser has admitted responsibility for the spill, for the loss of cargo, and confirmed the plastic bottles were indeed the stain remover product Vanish. The firm said the bottles came from a container lost at sea just off Land's End last May. But was the loss reported? That's what I want to know. Cornwall Council said 18,720 bottles were being transported in the container, of which approximately half, or 9,000, have now been found. Meanwhile, Surfers Against Sewage have launched their Return to Offender campaign, which sends items of identifiable marine litter found on UK beaches back to the manufacturers and distributors, challenging them to an extended producer responsibility contract. You can find out more about that on their website. And while it's not the fault of manufacturers for containers that fall in the sea during storms, it is very common, with an astonishing 10,000 shipping containers lost at sea each year. I think lots of people would like to see shipping containers better secured on ships and proper reporting of losses, so that we don't have to wait for a mystery substance like palm oil or stain remover bottles or whatever to wash up on a beach before we know about it. I mean, our dog died this week after almost died, After licking palm oil washed up on the shoreline at Lubar, nobody knows where this stuff appears or is coming from, despite the UNCLOS, United Nations Convention Law of the Sea, laws about it. International waters are a fairly lawless place. There's no one around. So, in the meantime, Laura Bailey, the National Trust Ranger for Penrose, has urged us, if we find anything on the beach, just report it to them.
We'll be busy. He's a clapping dog.
Harmonic dog,
Rhythmic dog.
rapping dog,
Funky dog.
hopping dog.
House dog. Street dog.
Dogs of the world unite.
Hello, it's The Green Show. I'm Jules in for Pete. That was, you heard George Clinton, Atomic Dog, featuring Coolio, followed by Bo Diddley, You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover. Now, I want to talk Nurdles. I have a tub full of these at home that I collected from a Cornish beach ages before I knew what they were. Now, Nurdles are small plastic pellets about the size of a lentil. Countless billions are used each year to make nearly all of our plastic products, but many end up washing up on our shores. Why? Spills and mishandling by industry means millions of Nurdles end up in the sea where they are accumulating. Now, scientists are becoming increasingly concerned about their effect on our delicate marine ecosystem because Nurdles attract and concentrate background pollutants like DDT and PCBs to highly toxic levels, and they do not go away. Like plastic, any kind of plastic, over time they just fragment into smaller and smaller plastic particles and stick around. Nurdles are mistaken for prey by many marine animals and seabirds and thus enter the food chain, and in the end we end up eating it. There's currently no practical way of removing Nurdles which are already in our seas, but we can make sure that we don't add to the problem. In recent years, the plastics industry have responded to the growing concerns of plastic in the marine environment and particularly about Nurdles in our seas. Some companies have taken steps to improve their waste management, screening techniques, transportation and handling of Nurdles. Many others, mostly unwittingly, are continuing to pollute our marine environment with them. Industry is the source of these pellets, not consumers for a change, so it's up to industry to fix this problem, and an excellent first step that's happening now is Operation Clean Sweep, an industry-led program which exists to help all those who make, ship and use Nurdles to achieve zero pellet loss, which is the aim. It's been adopted and implemented so far in North America and the UK only. And the methodology included in this program is helping in other countries, as we'll do soon. And you can find out more about Nurdles and the cleanups at www.nurdlehunt.org.uk. That's NURDLEHUNT.org.uk.
Too much promiscuity can drop to. Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, it's The Green Show. It's about... Oh, hello. Let's get rid of them. It's about 35 minutes past 3. This is Jules in for Pete Maxted. You heard Manu Chao with Promiscuity, followed by Western and Into. Okay, our penultimate bit of green news today, CoCoast. CoCoast is a citizen science project that aims to find out more about the species that live in our seas and how we can protect them. Citizen science is all about members of the public contributing to scientific knowledge and discovery by collecting data or by analysing and interpreting findings. CoCoast are looking for volunteers to train to collect data. Training days take place at hubs around the country. You don't need any prior knowledge about marine life or recording or surveying or anything. The CoCoast team will support you in developing the survey skills required. Now, there's no cost in this training or the participation, but volunteers need to be 18 years of age or older. By registering your interest, you're not obliged to attend or participate, but if you're interested, go to the website Capturing Our Coasts. That's www.capturingourcoast, singular, all one word, .co.uk. Now, there's more green news coming up before 4 o'clock, but in the meantime, here's Eric Donaldson with Cherry Oh Baby. It's The Green Show. Hiya, how you doing? It's Jules in for Pete Maxted. Whilst he's away, you heard Eric Donaldson and Cherry Oh Baby, followed by Parliament and Calamere Funk Air. Now, turtles. We got to talk turtle. Winter storms have led to a rise in the number of turtles being washed up on UK beaches. 16 warm water turtles have been found since December, including a young loggerhead at Gwithian a few days ago, and the staff at Blue Beach Aquarium in Newquay are currently working hard to save another. These comatose turtles are washed up usually as juveniles, as they're less able to cope with the strong waves, and they're usually starving and suffering from hypothermia. Dr. Peter Richardson, a spokesman for the Marine Conservation Society, said the number of strandings was 3 times higher than the average December due to the storms. Now, these juvenile turtles hatch off the coast of the US or Caribbean islands and normally enjoy waters of around 21 degrees in the mid-Atlantic. Dr. Richardson said they are small and relatively weak and get blown around wherever the current takes them. But strong winds around here have been blowing them into our chilly waters, and it has a devastating effect as the turtles stop feeding at temperatures at around 15 degrees or below, and they shut down entirely at around 10 degrees. So, what should you do if you spot a turtle? Well, if you spot a turtle on the coastline, don't touch it. Apparently, this is a bad thing. Warming up a turtle too quickly can cause it to die. And experts also advise not throwing it back into the water. If they're comatose, they may have trouble swimming and may even drown straight away. Also, if they don't drown straight away, it could just be washed up again further down the coast. Instead, the advice is that if you find a turtle on the beach, contact a nearby vet or aquarium or report the sighting on the Marine Conservation Society website. Hey ho, City Strut. Hey, good afternoon, how you doing? It's The Green Show. This is Jules in for Pete Maxted for the next few weeks. In our last green story today, it's not about the environment strictly, and it's definitely not about the sea, but I loved it. I read this today, and it's about cave drawings. A drawing of a volcano erupting in the Chauvet Caves in France has been dated back between 30,000 and 40,000 years. Now, the drawings, which include depictions of animals and handprints, were found in 1994, but the researchers were unable to draw a conclusion about what many of these abstract images were. However, a geological survey conducted in the area revealed that there was a major volcanic eruption around 35 kilometers away from the cave, according to a research published in PLOS ONE. Using geological mapping and isotopic dating, the team were able to conclude that a major eruption took place around 36,000 years ago when early humans would have been inhabiting the cave. The image, which is beneath a drawing of a deer-like creature known as a megalosaurus, possibly, shows a clearly fingerprinted drawing of a volcano spewing lava. The team, headed by Jean-Michel Ganest of the Archaeological Research at the Chauvet Institute, wrote in their paper, "It is very likely that humans living in the area witnessed one or several eruptions. We propose that the spray-shaped signs found in the Chauvet cave could be the oldest known depiction of a volcanic eruption. If it is, it would beat the previous known oldest depiction of a volcanology by a staggering 28,000 years. When an 8,000-year-old drawing was found in caves in central Turkey. I encourage you to go online and look at those cave drawings yourself. They are beautiful. Just Google Chauvet cave paintings. So it's time, and Neil is up next with About You. And that's the end of the Green News, and maybe I'll talk to you next week.
Dans les bagnoles, au Batignolles, à Istanbul, avenue du Roule, sur un atoll ou dans la foule, on est là où l'on peut. À Notre-Dame, au bord du Rhône, à Macao, à Birmingham.